let's get to the next replay then. So this is going to be a Prinz Adalbert replay. This is Shockwave's game. He submitted it. He said it's a good game to check out. So here we are. Chat, you all voted for it. So we're going to this one next. Let's find the Prinz Adalbert. Let's put the build viewer on. We just finished looking at the tier 8 of the German secondary cruiser line, and this is the tier 10. Of the line, probably the 9 and 10 I've heard are the best. Everything else kind of suffers up until you get to that point. As a general reminder, these cruisers in general have good to decent guns. They just typically don't hit what you're aiming at. They've got really nice secondaries that have good range. And I forgot to mention on your replay, SAT, but of course, it does have the 150, oh, come on, why is this not loading? There we go. The 1/4 HE pen, right? So you don't have to worry about IFHE when you're building out this line. So you get 32 millimeter of pen on the 128s, which is really the key. So, you know, it does well for that. It also has torpedoes, although typically you don't spec into torpedoes other than, say, Pack-a-Punch. But in general, a fantastic line. I think it's a lot of fun to play. I think it's fine for randoms. Ranked, it's probably pretty decent to good as well. And in PvE, I mean, it's just, yeah, you just obliterate things in PvE content. So it's good stuff.
The only gripe I have is that it requires a high point captain to get the most out of her.
Right. And like I mentioned on yours, it's really a plate spinning kind of ship because you're constantly thinking what armament you need to be using. Also need
micro if you want to get the most out of her.
Exactly. Also want to highlight fast damage control team. So you have a limited number of charges, but they reload quicker. So you find yourself being a little bit more cognizant too of when you choose to DCP because it's a limited number of charges. So with that, let's get into Shockwave's build. Very similar to yours, main armaments mod 1, damage control, secondary batteries, propulsion, and concealment. Actually, it's the exact same build that you had on your Knizibik, except for, obviously, at the higher tiers, you get that 6 slots. So Shockwave's gone for the auxiliary armaments modification 2. Makes sense to me. Hydroacoustic search instead of anti-air. Yep. Go ahead, sir.
I'm kind of curious why he doesn't have the Hydro mod on it.
Well, you didn't have the Hydro mod on yours. You're talking about the Cole?
Tier 8. Yes, mine's a tier 8, so I don't plan on keeping her for too long. Adalbert, though, I kind of expect it for his tier 10.
It's fair. That's fair. You know, the nice thing, man, this site is all screwed up right now. The main thing I think about the slot is I always tell people, unless you know you're really going to enjoy the ship, you don't want to invest the coal. So this could have been like one of his earlier games in it, and he's checking it out to see if he likes it or not, you know? But it's a good point. The coal module is a good choice in slot 2. German BCs and secondary cruisers, Russian battleships all have limited DCP, yet for some odd reason you've never worried about running out with the Germans. It is what it is. Hey, Dusty. Well, let's get into
another thing. You could put in the auxiliary armaments mod in slot 1 as well, just so your secondaries doesn't die. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, though.
Now that they grow back, it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, okay, that's fair. So Shockwave's captain is Lutyens. Lutyens is really well suited for these ships. He's good for the Schlieffen line too. Those are generally considered the best places to put him. He's good everywhere. But the big thing for him is 140 times the main battery shells. In this ship, it's probably not going to happen that much. But the big thing for him is going to be the secondaries, right? 100 times for secondary battery, 15% secondary battery reload time comes in very handy. And then if he spots 3 people, you get just a passive heal. That's nice too. Yeah, Shockwave, we're doing your replay. And then he's also got buffed skill, which is the grease the gears. So that comes in handy for the turret traverse. So other skills, demo expert and party target, top pack a punch, adrenaline rush, superintendent, survivability expert, and concealment. So Shockwave has decided to forego top grade gunner, essentially, the extra reload time from secondaries and for primaries. And he's valuing, essentially what he's doing is he's valuing a fourth third point skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. Because to switch to, let's say he wants top grade gunner, he's probably gonna have to drop, say, survivability expert and a 2-pointer skill, which would either be demo expert or priority target in order to pick up another 1 point, which we talked about on your replay as well.
Yeah, SE is perfectly fine, especially in a close range ship that's expected to take a lot of damage.
Yep. Alpent, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Happy Sunday, my friend. Next up, signals, HP, fire reduction, fire and flood chance, fire chance, heal boosting, speed boosting, secondary boosting, and consumables. Same flags that you took, and makes perfect sense. Waiting for the first German secondary cruiser premium. Yeah, so you can put Louis Jens wherever you want. You know, when they released A.L. Hindenburg, I was very excited because that means I don't have to worry about having him on a cruiser anymore, like at tier 10. Put him on that. BTD 1945. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Happy Sunday.
This matchmaking, though. Blech.
Let's take a look at it. Well, 2 Ackies. A lot of cruisers. Not many destroyers. So what are you not so happy about with this matchmaking?
Aki.
Yeah.
I just don't like hybrid ship BBs in general, but I don't think it'll be too much of a problem this match. Colombo, on the other hand, is actually not too bad, funny enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Adalbert has a 90mm side armor, and conveniently that shatters Colombo sap.
That is convenient.
Very convenient.
Okay. Bremen, you don't worry about anything he has got on the boat. Yeah, he's good on Bremen, absolutely. And now that she's just got released, you don't even need Azuline Hindenburg anymore. That's a good point. And hello, Shockwave.
I called it like, I got pinged. I'm like, oh, what? Why are you pinging me? I realized, oh, you're actually doing this replay.
I ran out of prioritized replays, so
Fair enough.
here we go. Yeah, so
I should warn you, this will have a boatload of questionable plays. So
well, good. I mean, that's what we want. That's what we want with replays. As you can see, they're triple turrets instead of I think wasn't Manteufel double, right? They're twins.
I
And then-
think they all get triples.
Okay. And then the third
Manteufel
turret,
gets doubles.
I thought so.
Oh, never mind then.
And then the third
It's
rotate is a
Metallic
360, just like the Manteufel's tier 9.
Which camo is this?
An
This
ugly
is one
one.
of the. I like it. It's like one of the camos from the space events or something. I don't know. It was from a couple of years ago. So what you can see me doing right now is I'm just trying to fire secondaries into the cap to see if I can get a reset, because they are manually controlled. So.
Yep. And in the process, he took a torpedo that you didn't have to.
I mean, it's an Elgato torpedo, so it doesn't hit too hard, fortunately.
It's still not. I mean, you still don't want to give away free damage, especially to a Hildebrand like that.
And it could have caused a flood. Sass, crappy replay theater. There you go. But this is I mean, it's nice to highlight this because normally you fire your main guns to do this and then you get spotted as a result. But because secondaries don't have the gun bloom, you can get away with that.
They do, but they do actually have the gun bloom now, but it's a lot shorter than your main battery, so you're not going to be spotted out a lot further.
Right. These aren't Star Trek.
Colombo spots me.
I think this came from when Wargaming did their crazy like alternate time thing with when the Back to the Future camo came out and stuff. I think that's when this one came out. But whatever.
Yeah, it's called Moonlight Wave. A little bit of a strange name for a camo, but yeah, it is what it is.
So,
Here comes the Aki. Yes.
how much fun is it to play in a non-CV game while fighting CVs?
Right?
I didn't notice it too much because I think the Hildebrand just stopped coming after me.
Yeah,
The
there's
Aki
3
is
hybrids.
Really, 3 hybrids in Smash, and I just eat one from the Aki.
Yeah, but
So
you know
what
what?
should be noted is that Adalbert actually has worse firing angles to the front on its secondaries than the rear. So I don't know. I was thinking maybe I should push all the way around, but then I saw that Columbo coming in, and I was like, nah, I have to go narrow because I don't want to eat like a ton of damage. They're just trying to get around that rock and then just end up being stuck.
Well, fortunately for you, you've managed to troll the Columbo into charging you.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think diving in was the better choice anyways.
Mhm.
Columbo shells, you're not as worried because you have a 90mm side belt.
Mhm.
Very
It's actually
useful here.
it's actually 100mm. That's the thing. Like
100.
Menteufel will struggle against a Columbo or even a Levanto for that matter. But Adalbert doesn't care. It can just it can over-angle to the Columbo and just shatter his sap anyways.
Yeah.
Because 100mm sides. The Aki is what I'm worried about.
When I was
Well-
looking at viable ships for came to seas, we actually noticed that Columbo sap would shatter on the side of Adalbert, but Aloria wouldn't, which was kind of weird.
Well, Loria's got bigger.
57s, right?
Yeah,
It's way bigger
Yeah.
guns with way higher sap pen.
right, exactly.
That's why Aloria was viable until Adalbert just got outright banned.
Yeah. Now, I want to mention too, you've got, you might be up against 2 Akis, but you have an Aki Golden on your team. Hey, C-Strom.
This is where I make a stupid play, right? Because I'm panicking. I'm thinking, oh, what if the Aki? Because I'm seeing the Aki try to come around the corner, so I pull a gamer turn right in front of this Columbo, thinking, oh, he's gonna shoot sap again.
Great
Guess what?
idea.
He didn't shoot sap.
Well, if he's got Sansonetti and the baked-in shell switching gun feeder, then yeah.
Or he obviously
I thought you
does.
would have
And
just
I guess
I thought you were just back behind that corner there. You'd been
Yeah.
perfect.
true, but yeah, I would have been fine. And I eat a boatload of damage from that Columbo for no reason other than panic.
Yep, you also have another turret you can shoot at him, but you don't.
Yeah. No, I
You shot
I
you
don't know.
shot all your guns and thought you shot the middle one.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's what I did. But the Columbo fortunately does not reload me, and my secondary is just, and he just bounces. I got really lucky there because he aims way too low. So
And he forgot to change back to sap.
yeah, if he switched back to sap, I think I die there, and
Yes.
that would be game over. But
Yes.
he doesn't.
C-Strom, we're suffering over here in Illinois as well, man. Woke up this morning, it was like 8 below. Currently 15, feels like -3.
That sucks.
More
Is
that's
the entire
coming.
Midwest like a winter wonderland now, or winter hellscape?
You know, it's basically a giant freezer. And then it's gonna warm up to like 40s next week, which is wild. So,
This still
I have a
has
feeling
temper-
you're gonna sit back here for a while and just heal again, right? Before you do something else?
Yeah, that's the plan. And of course, I'm just going to try and use my secondaries to lob on this DD in the middle. That's the neat part, right? Because, like, I'm not spotted. And the secondaries, and because I have Lucians, the secondary rate of fire is absurd. On
Yeah?
like it gets down to like 2 seconds even without arms race buffs, which is incredibly good.
You just finished shoveling in New York City area. There you go, Ted. Congratulations. Prepare yourself for the freeze.
Oh, we have everyone testing out their new steel ships here.
Yeah.
Hawaii is going in full speed.
And you're
That's the best
just
play here.
yeah.
And
I would have waited.
with the
I would have waited too.
Yeah, I was kicking myself for that shot. I was thinking, oh, I should have waited there.
You should be
Like 2 more
pre-turning your
seconds.
turrets too.
Perfect cheek.
Is
Yeah, I
this
was pretty
is it the Pirate Caribbean scene where 2 ships just wail on the ship in the middle?
Right.
Full broadside?
Yeah, expectation versus reality. Aki's trying his hardest to get his guns on me. I fire a...
That's a fail.
Aki just whips completely. And I just torqued up.
Oh god.
I told you this was going to be stupid.
Well, it is a learning experience, and ultimately, you did better than the guy that you shot.
I feel like this is the replay you submit when you're trying to apply to like the highest tier clans.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you have 150k out of that, but
Hey, X-Dome.
Don't question the methodology, just roll the damage. Damage is the damage.
Level
I
2.
was trying to take lessons from... I was taking lessons from SFNL. He's saying, like, oh, you're playing too passively sometimes. I'm like, is this not passive?
With all due respect to SFNL, I don't know that you want to take lessons from him, because the number one lesson to learn from him is simply be him. But no one's ever gonna be him. Because, like, literally, he logs in and finds ridiculous games.
Be SFNL without being him, if you know what I mean.
Games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you play a lot of games, you're gonna fish. You're eventually gonna get those like amazing games where everyone's just feeding you.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really good and Lou game, but that was way more boring compared to this one. So that's why I sent this one in.
Yeah, the thing with being passive and aggressive is in randoms, it's very, very random. Like, you're not, like, you have to play very differently compared to clan battles. If you're aggressive like this in clan battles, you instantly explode. You get demoted down to squall easily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would know. I've been playing basically just stuck in a Menteufel this entire season, so...
Well, there you go. At least you got to grind it out. And yeah, Hildebrand was very lucky.
I'm trying to lob my secondaries over the islands. Now, the thing about Adalbert's guns is that someone said they were basically Anhalt's guns, and they aren't. They are not only better than Anhalt's guns, they're actually better than the Prinz Adalbert Friedrich guns, which they are supposed to be based on. You've got pretty good pen for what are essentially quote-unquote ancient naval cannons. They don't feel super floaty either. The ballistics are good, the accuracy's good.
Okay.
Like, that's the nice thing about the guns, is to the point where it's like, you don't need to worry about them, and you can just build fully into secondaries knowing that you have that as a backup.
I like this turn here just to go behind the island and ensure you don't get wrecked by both Napoli and Hildebrand.
Yeah, that was the idea. Just trying to keep myself isolated there.
Reload's not great though. 27 seconds base is battleship level. It's actually worse than self.
That's why you have
nowadays.
That's why you have manual secondaries, so you have something to do.
Yeah, I mean, the base reload's not particularly good, but your main armament is not your main guns. It is effectively your secondaries. So...
yeah. It is basically there so enemies don't turn broadside for free. Which Napoli is not really realizing.
Yeah.
Well, because of concealment, he didn't know that.
Get punched for it.
Yeah, but because of your concealment, he didn't know you were there and forgot you were there, so you just reminded him of it.
Yeah, 10K is quite good.
That's the other thing about Adalbert. It is surprisingly really stealthy for how big it is. 11.9 conceal is actually really low for what is effectively a battleship-sized. I mean, Adalbert's one of the largest cruisers at tier 10 by almost any stretch.
It's amazing what happens when you can just punch in numbers.
Yeah.
It's a German stealth technology, superior German engineering.
Yes, the superior German stealth tech that works really well. My overall experience of the line, though, was kind of... I mean, the tier 6, 7, and 8 were all very mediocre, to say the least. I mean...
Yeah.
Nezabek was an okay transition point, but honestly quite forgettable. Menteufel has been fantastic for me, especially in clan battles, and Adalbert has just been spectacular too.
Most clans will
Menteufel's
at least run one Menteufel, usually two.
Yeah. Well, Manteufel has been... I mean, Manteufel has just been incredibly good. Just because of the fact that it's got, like, actual secondary DPM compared to the Nezabek.
Mm-hmm.
But you also get better matchmaking compared to Adalbert. The only downside is that the secondary ballistics are not very good compared to Adalbert. Like, you compare Manteufel and Adalbert, you can shoot over islands really easily with Manteufel. But Adalbert's just way better for, like, those long-range shots where you're shooting secondaries.
I like the
Trying to hit.
poor Lucian here. Oh well.
Yeah, I pre-torqued around that corner because I'm thinking, oh, he's just going to full speed around the corner and waltz into my torpedoes.
Yeah, and you have no reason to save him anyways.
No. You also might want to slow your roll a little bit since you're way out in front of the rest of your team now.
What I would have done is just YOLO the island and turn out. If the
that is actually what I did.
Great
Oh,
player.
look, on time. Right on time.
Thank you, Lucian,
Almost.
for donating your HP to the cause.
Right? Hope you got a heal.
I'll DPM him with my secondaries. Like that's the best part.
I mean, that's kind of a self-inflicted error, so I don't have any. I don't feel sorry for him.
Right.
No, I don't feel sorry for him either.
But yeah, this is your opportunity to flip around if you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did here. I pulled out and kited the islands. I have enough secondary range to actually keep that Bremen, or that is the Bremen, right? I mean, or is that the?
It's an apple.
That's the Napoli. Sorry. There's the Bremen.
Bremen, fortunately, doesn't want to play the game, so you can just free farm.
No.
Napoli.
He's taking his loot yens and going home.
Finally, I'm like, finally, I got a Citadel on this guy. It only took like 7 shots. Napoli armor is so incredibly trolly. Like one time I got like a double set on a Napoli, like 17 kilometers, and then every other shot this game was just bad.
Aw, the iCUE Golden is gonna let you get the Kraken. That's nice of him.
That's
Reported.
very sweet of him, yeah. Reported for good sportsmanship.
Yes.
Put my secondaries on the Napoli, put my main guns on the Bremen, just to see if I can put pressure on both of them at the same
That's a
time.
bit greedy.
Yeah, seriously,
It is
just
greedy.
kill the Napoli. Look at the score. You don't.
Probably
Oh,
should've.
greed.
Literally paid for your greed.
right there. The giant beam of light says no. You will not. You will not get it. You denied your own Kraken.
Or so you think. Let's give it a second.
Well, hey, for right now, we got to take Death Pick. I don't think we're going to see the other Death Pick because it's outside of visual range now, so if you do get it, yeah. But I love these destruction effects now with Death Picks. Like, how cool is that? I gotta find a cool angle. For those of you guys that are new to the channel, whenever we do replays that involve a Death Pick, we always take our time and try to find some really cool angles of the ship going explodey. Because that's the best.
So Shockwave. When you're shooting at a Napoli, the best way to citadel it is actually near the rear end, about roughly where the third turret is. It's really the only place you can citadel it.
I figured that out the hard way more than a few times playing Napoli. I keep forgetting it.
The first
You
citadel,
burned him.
only the last one only the last salvo you had a realistic chance of hitting the citadel. Every time else he just angled out, so just get pens. That's it.
Yeah, it would have been better if I took that shot to Napoli. I might have lived too, but oh well.
I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. Bremen would have likely farmed you out regardless.
Tasty metals.
Tasty metals, indeed. You got lots of them. Does Ship Consumables mod in slot 5 buff the iCUE's aircraft reload speed? No. That would be in slot 4. You can buff the reload speed in slot 4. I don't remember what it's called, but
Airstrike mod 1.
There
you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, 238,000 damage, 5 kills, so you did actually get your Kraken. Much like SAT, not a lot of main battery hits, lots of secondary damage. And
most of the damage is going to come from the secondaries in this line, unless you're like the tier 6, 7, or 8, where it's going to be mostly main guns.
Right. I mean, take a look at 72,000 damage. Actually, your main battery got you 102.
Yeah, but then if you add the fires on top, on top of that, then you get.
They're even, basically.
Yeah. More or less.
Yep. Cool. All right.
Overall,
well, let's.
I really like the spots. I mean,
sure.
It's comfortable. I mean, the direct comparison, obviously, between this line is going to be Michelangelo and Teufel. We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago, right? Where it's like, if you're thinking about getting a secondary cruiser, right? If you're taking this line or Michelangelo / Napoli, the problem is Napoli, while it does have secondaries, I feel it's not really a true secondary cruiser like Michelangelo is, where it's pretty different. Like, because the secondaries are a backup, the primary is still the main guns. With Adalbert, it's kind of the other way around, where the main guns are like this assurance that nobody gets a free turn because they hit super hard. I mean, it's 10.5 alpha time, 10.5k AP alpha times 9 with like, I don't know, 400 millimeters of pen at 15 kilometers. It's still good. Like, it's not like
sure,
they're like handheld guns where they're just going to shatter.
So
the way I want to think of it is Napoli is a tanky pushing kind of cruiser. Like she doesn't have the firepower of the other ships, but if something goes wrong, she smokes and runs away. Adalbert is the more aggressive cruiser. Like, you're going all in, but you have the secondaries to deal with them.
Right. Right. The way that you're going to disengage with Adalbert is by killing the thing that you're up against. Whereas Napoli, you're going to make Inky and run.
Yeah, that's...
So...
Adalbert is actually way... honestly, having played both the Adalbert line and the Schlieffen line, I would say that Adalbert is surprisingly... this might be a bit of a stretch, but I feel like it's actually better than the Schlieffen line in some aspects, because you have a lower profile, you're smaller, more maneuverable. You have the manual controlled secondaries, which lets you focus target specifically. Like, the advantage of those manual secondaries is that you can target specific parts of a ship.
And that's why you see a lot of players... That's why I see a lot of players putting their... hold on a sec.
And write something in chat.
There we go. That's why I see a lot of people putting their loot yens on Prinz Adalbert. Giveaway up, guys, by the way. Make sure you are following the channel, typing something in chat. And hello, SFNL. If anybody has any ideas for titles, please share them.
So the problem with Schlieffen is that she's directly comparable to Libertad, which is flat out superior. Adalbert doesn't really have that competition. She slots into a cruiser and does a fairly unique role for a cruiser quite well.
Yeah, and she's the only one of her kind at tier 10. Napoli is probably the closest approximation, but it's nowhere like Adalbert in that sense. I mean, someone's going to try and stretch it and say, oh, Marseille can also do the secondary cruiser role. No, it cannot. Its secondaries far too slow, they're too short-ranged, and they don't have the penetration.
Yeah, you take the Marseille because of speed.
Speed and the fact that the guns hit like a bus. But
you get reload booster, yep.
Yeah, reload booster. But Adalbert has better armor. It doesn't have as good conceal, but it's got better armor, and it's got that backup option. Plus better hydro and torpedoes as well. Like,
Bruising
Adalbert
for a
slots
bruising.
Yeah, Adalbert slots into a very unique role, and this is like the first time we've ever seen like a proper secondary cruiser at tier 10, and Adalbert hit it out of the park right off the bat.
Yeah, it's a good thing. So, for titles, cruising for a bruising, you know, you died because you got greedy, but you got the kill anyways. I'm trying to think of other titles because a lot of mistakes were made. You know, maybe that would be a good title. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you got, of course, pretty lucky that you didn't get outright kills, but a lot of it was like, that could have gone so much worse.
I was thinking Forgiving could be another one too. because it's a very questionable is a good title as well, by the way. Or just like forgiving ship or just forgiving because the Adalbert allowed you to do this when in most other ships you would have just been dead.
Well, at the same time, you wouldn't be playing those same ships in the way you'd be playing Adalbert.
No,
Well,
if I was in
hopefully
an
not.
I would not even think about making that play. I would just think about like playing safe.
Mistaken
and
greed.
And if I'm like a Zhao, I'd be like, okay, go to C10, go farm people the normal way, and get
Baffo.
slowed by sap because sap.
Colombo 25Ks you from like while you're super angled out because
Mhm.
Colombo. But Adalbert, it doesn't care. Like that's the thing. Unlike the German battleships, Adalbert can afford not to care. Just
Right.
because it has the conceal to disengage.
So
And
I
it's got
want to
secondaries.
stay on topic because we've already beat this one to a dead horse. So we got Fafo, forgiving, questionable. What would you like for this one? Stick to the plan. What would you like for this one? Should it go to YouTube? Mistaken greed. Mistakes were made.
like what
Crusin,
Cthulhu-
bruising.
I like what Cthulhu came up with.
Okay, which is what?
Cruising for a Brusin. That's actually
Cruisin'
kind of. It's actually kind of good, but it also kind of summarizes it pretty well, and also like.
Awesome. All right. Well, Shockwave, thanks for sending in the replay. I do need to move on to the next one.
Of course.
But it's always good highlighting some good play and the fact that, hey, everybody makes mistakes. The key difference is in not making that so catastrophic that you end up dying completely. I didn't even notice your potential damage of nearly 3 million.